I have ADHD. Haha. Haha.
Charlotte going to find something.
Wait, that was the start.
Yeah. Brilliant.
ADHD. Aha.
We all have something a bit questionable.
Test me.
We've all had something going on up there.
There's something going on.
Welcome to the Martin Talk Show. Thank you for joining me.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for inviting me to your venue where you're about to perform Grease.
Yes.
In a few months' time. So early days with that. We're going to get into that in a second. But before we do, we started with one little introduction there. So why don't we go around and introduce ourselves, because we've only just met some of us, and I'm terrible with names.
Brilliant.
So it takes me a moment. So shall we start with you, Paris?
Yeah, I'll start. So I am Paris, and I am the director of Grease and one of the founders of Moot House Theatre Company.
Oh, I love it.
Isn't it? Doesn't it sound so nice? Nothing really that interesting.
Well, that sounds pretty interesting. A founder of
a
a
founder,
founder of a theatre company. That's pretty interesting, Paris.
Yeah, I
I'd
guess
say
so.
the same as founding father.
Yeah, definitely.
I am Macey Leigh, and I'm the musical director and another founder with Paris for Moot House Theatre Company.
I love it.
I am Charlotte, and I am the choreographer and another founder of Moot House Theatre Company.
Well done.
And I'm Jack, I'm doing tech for Grease, and I am not a founder.
But just as important.
Wonderful. So so we're here to talk about, first of all, Grease.
Yeah.
So what's happening with Grease, guys? This Paris, you told me a little bit about this a little while ago. You came to the Victoria Theatre, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
To have a little chat about it.
I mean, it's great. It's going really, really well. I mean, few initial problems with casting. It's such a big cast, isn't it? Which is something that we spoke about in our meeting, especially like the Mal cast. That's really hard to get together, but I'm really happy with where it's at. It's going so well. Our cast, like, they're so committed. Our creative team is really committed, because there's only, us four and one more person.
Yeah.
Our stage manager, so it's a very small team for a very, very well-known musical.
Yes.
But I think we're pulling it off.
Yeah.
I think
we're pulling it off. Yeah.
And the cast love coming.
Yeah.
Which I am so happy about. I really think environment makes the show.
Yeah.
And they all become friends, and like a lot of them didn't know each other, which is so nice.
I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah,
I don't think
they're
anyone
Other than
our
Kearney
couple.
and Frenchie,
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
our couple.
Yeah.
The one couple in our cast. But so good.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
it's
really,
hard.
really
they're
nice.
forming like little friendship groups,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
supportive of each other as well, which is so
100%.
lovely.
Yeah.
And we
to
have
see.
such a range of ages, and you can see the cross of that as well. And then people that haven't done a show ever in their life, becoming friends with people that have done shows.
Or
So it's
people
kind
that
of like
are
the
performers
lowdown.
that have never done, haven't done anything for a while as
Yeah.
well, which is quite cool.
People fresh out of like college
Yeah.
doing it as well, which is so sweet.
We have mums.
Yeah,
mums.
mums. There's so many different people.
Yeah.
We were a bit worried as well, because obviously, like, sometimes when it's stagey, it almost gets like competitive, doesn't it? Even
Yeah.
with the same cast, but there's none of
There's
that.
no,
yeah,
all the
it's very
leads are
collaborative.
just supportive of like. the
It's a weird
franchises.
feeling that it's going so well. With
Yeah,
the
we're
cast.
almost kind of like waiting.
How deep into rehearsals are we then? How long ago was the audition process?
So auditions were just before May.
Yeah.
What's before May?
End of April.
End of April.
April.
Yeah, end of April.
Yeah.
So we've been going for nearly 2 months now, I think. We're getting into...
We nearly finished Act 1.
Yeah.
No,
like,
we actually have.
I
We're doing,
know.
Let's
last little
get
bit.
that.
When you look at the rehearsal schedule, like when you first look at it, when we kind of got it together, looking now and how it's actually going and how far through we are, it's getting a bit like, wow, it's crunch time now. It's like the last...
And when
little-
does the show go on? When's the show happening?
12th to the 14th of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we're currently at the end of June.
Yeah.
So you've got a couple of months
Yeah,
away.
July, August, and then...
You
and then we're in,
seem like you're in such a good space.
Yeah.
So excited.
We are.
So
Yeah.
excited. And Paris very cleverly gave us like an extra month of, so because we've all done shows pretty much. Actually, I don't know if Jack's ever done
No,
a
I've
show.
never done a show.
Well,
You do
we,
screen,
aren't you?
yeah, you're screen, aren't you?
I've done a show.
We've done shows, and we know like how many months it takes. We gave ourselves as a new company an extra month for those teething problems that we were going to battle together or work out together.
Yeah.
And I think it's benefited us.
Oh, 100%.
I think so as well. We didn't want to be
extra,
working.
like rehearsal time.
Yeah. And that's probably why they have actually got close, because it's not been so intense.
Yeah.
to start with.
Exactly.
So there's a moment to build friendships rather than just do the work.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
exactly.
Because there will be a moment for that, and then
Yes.
sometimes,
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it will get more intense. But rather than just work, it's about you're building like a family.
Yeah,
right.
and I guess that's what we really wanted from this company as well. It's like we didn't want it to just be you come, you put on a show. We kind of wanted those connections with people, I guess,
Yes.
growing and stuff. And it's doing it.
It
It's
is
doing
doing
it. Whatever we set out to do, I feel like we're on the
we're
right
doing
track.
it.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's a weird feeling that everything is going well. That was
No,
me tapping
no,
on
you
wood.
said-
That was me tapping on wood.
Tap the wood.
That it's going well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be something so silly, you know.
So
it will
silly.
now.
What did you mentioned there, Paris, about setting out to do something? What was it because obviously you're setting out to do Grease.
Yeah.
But I feel like you were setting out to do something more than
Yeah,
more than
I
a
mean,
show.
I think our whole thing is kind of just like inclusivity. That's a big part of it. I mean, we know there's so many theatre groups within Harlow, but they're kind of separated out into like SEN theatre companies and then I guess like neurotypical companies. Is
Yeah.
that how you would,
Okay.
Yeah, and we just kind of was like, we feel like theatre shouldn't be like that. Like art shouldn't be like that. It should be this kind of cross collaboration, or when you do casting, I'm sure you know yourself, like you don't always want to cast maybe like a 50-year-old cast and then a really young 17-year-old. And we were like, do you know what? We're just going to do it and just see how it goes. And it's honestly, it's going really well. It was a big swing, and I think it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
How do you guys feel about that? That you've managed to get this like crossbreed of different types?
100%.
Yeah.
Definitely.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
We have people to come to mind that have special education needs. They've what's the word when you disclose? That's
Disclose,
right.
yeah.
They've told us about them and how we can make sure that they just, they're safe, risk assessments with our stage manager and that sort of thing. So they had to tell us, which is completely understandable. But we had like messages from them saying how grateful they were.
Yeah.
I'm like, you do not need to be grateful, you are talented.
But
Like,
Said that
you
they-
do not need to say that to us.
They've emailed us
Yeah.
saying that they never been
Cast in a role
casted
before,
for any
yeah.
other show. So the fact that we've given them this opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's like, you actually don't need to say that. Like, that's lovely,
Yeah.
thank you, but...
But it's like every rehearsal almost, they're thanking us for this like massive
Yeah.
opportunity. And it was kind of sad in the beginning. We weren't really ready for it, I
We
don't
weren't
think.
ready for that.
No.
Like,
There does seem to be a special place in theatre that this happens.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of thing, I feel, in theatre.
100%.
Most of the stuff that I'm involved with, I feel like that community happens and that crossbreed in different types of people. But but you also did mention there that sometimes it doesn't happen.
Yes,
And maybe it's missing from a lot of groups.
Yeah.
What can other groups do to make it more like this, make it more inclusive of other types of people and other, the different, every human's different, but a lot of it becomes quite closed off and insular, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And, a bit,
Yeah.
and I've seen theatre groups also become cliquey.
Yes.
Where you look at it from the
that is
outside
big.
and you're like,
Yeah.
those friends only want to play with their
Yes.
their little
Yes.
don't
Yeah.
they?
In the school playground.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. And that is another thing that we kind of notice, I guess, because we're all performers ourselves. Like, we know what it's like when you go to an audition and you're like, we're not going to get it because we're not one of their favourite ones, you know.
Yeah.
And we just, I guess, as a new company, we've kind of got that where we don't know anyone. So no unconscious bias coming. We haven't really seen anyone in anything or anything like that. But again, it's a risk because you don't know what they're like, you don't know how dedicated they are and stuff. But it's really paid off. I think just kind of be mindful of any unconscious bias when you're doing like the audition process or whatever. Just go in. You might have something in your mind for who you want for that, but just go in just completely open.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you don't know
that's
who's
like
gonna.
a big point of it is to like not be so precious of like the material.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, sort of like
Yeah.
what Paris is saying,
Exactly
like,
it.
it might be a bit, strange that there's somebody older than a high school person being in a high school, but that's just, you've got to kind of get rid of that.
If
and
they can
focus on-
act it, they can act
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
point.
Who is right for that
Yeah.
character, regardless of what.
Yeah.
100%.
What
They are.
you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
They
Like,
are, like,
100%.
couldn't agree more. And obviously,
Yeah.
there's some non-negotiables. Like we learnt this with the licensing and questions we had. There's some non-negotiables. Yeah, and they're in place for protected characteristics, and we obviously we all understand
What
that.
type of things are non-negotiable then?
So there were some genders we couldn't change, which is interesting. But then there's some that we can, and it's mostly because it's protecting that
artistic vision.
storyline.
It's
Yeah.
protecting the artist's creation, the
Yes.
writer's
Yes.
creation.
100%.
They've come up with a story and they
Yeah.
don't want it played around with so much that it becomes something else.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like one of my biggest pet peeves, and I'm sorry if I'm offending anybody, is when I've ever seen Sister act and the Dolores isn't black. I'm like, that's not the story.
Yeah.
And that should be protected.
Yeah.
And that And that's when it's a non-negotiable.
Yes.
And then there's that.
Yes.
There's a culture thing in that story.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yes,
And
so
as
you
soon-
have to adhere to that
and as soon as you come
100%.
away from the
100%.
culture, the story
It
Yeah.
breaks
different.
down.
Yep.
There's no point in telling that story
Yep.
without that culture.
Yeah,
context.
100%.
Yeah.
Because that's what we originally thought about maybe doing Hairspray.
Yeah.
Like if we can't get the cast for that, we're not doing it.
doing
If we can't do it justice, you know.
No.
Exactly.
But we've got a few little things to come up against. 'Cause obviously, a set in the 50s,
Yeah.
Greece.
Yes.
So there were some roles that were non-negotiable. They were like, that can't be a woman.
Yeah, that can't
Because
be a woman.
She
because-
can't be wearing this and
For
blah
example,
blah.
who can't be a woman?
So Teen Angel was one of them. You know, it sings Beauty School Dropout.
Okay.
Because the authors were really hell-bent on that
Heartthrob.
being...
They wanted that heart.
That heartthrob that was a male. But again, with times changing and stuff...
Yeah.
Yes.
If it was now, there's not any reason that the woman couldn't be that
No.
heartthrob.
So
but
we've casted a woman, but she's playing a
playing
male
a
role.
role. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So that was our way around it because the talent of this girl was there.
Yeah.
We wanted her to do it. We actually could have got any of our. We could have cross
I
roles.
wonder if we're not
yeah,
just trying to
double
protect the culture, but we're trying to protect the time as well.
100.
Yeah,
We can
and that's
look-
where we come into,
We can
yeah.
look back on that time and go, oh, that's what it was like if we try
Yeah.
and change
And
it
it's
too
important
much.
we've come away, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and learn the lessons from why we've come
Right.
away
Yes,
from it.
definitely.
But if we try to change it too much,
Exactly.
all of a sudden we forget what was
Yeah, the,
stated.
Yes,
the point.
yes,
the point
yes.
of the
Forget
show.
the point.
Because they said it with Vince Fontaine as well, didn't they? Because
Yes.
we tried to swap that. It's purely because we had more females audition.
Yes.
So we were like, instead
As
of
well.
trying to...
And we was
pull-
trying to give like everyone their moment as well.
Yeah,
Right, okay.
We wanted
yeah.
everyone to have a special moment, which
Yeah.
is why we kept Teen Angel,
Yeah,
the girl
yeah,
casting,
yeah.
just to play a boy. So because they're a really good singer,
Yes,
we wanted them
yes.
to have their
Have
moment.
their
Definitely.
song. Yeah.
But with the Vince Fontaine, they said obviously where he's like predatory,
Yeah.
it had to be a male. And I was like, yeah, I guess
I get that.
that
Yeah,
You're-
kind of
you're
works.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
putting that,
yeah.
that idea forward. Like,
Yeah.
it won't make sense in that
It
situation.
is difficult with such a strict license, I think.
Especially with Greece. It's a very, very big show.
Yeah.
Very
It's
well
done
known.
so
Yeah.
many times. We aren't reinventing the wheel. We're just trying to do it justice.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's an interesting place to be because we all have our opinions, obviously.
Yeah.
We've all been in shows and we've all definitely gone, oh, why can't you just do that? Just do that. It makes more sense. But
You get it more being on this side.
Yeah.
don't you? As a
100%.
performer, you're kind of like, oh, it's just the director being difficult or
No.
just the team being difficult. But being on
You
this
just
side
start
of
to
it,
see another side.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
definitely.
So how does it feel for you, Jack? You said this is the first time that you've come into a theatre show. Where have you
Yeah.
come from then? What kind of things were you doing before? Would
Well,
you-
I'm predominantly do no budget filming.
Right,
So
okay.
that's sort of like short films, video production, things like that. So I've done lighting stuff for that. Obviously, it's very different.
Yeah.
Directing also.
Yeah.
Film directing and stuff, short film directing. So obviously, it's different lighting for a stage, but I'm just sort of bringing that.
Bringing that skill set that
Exactly,
you've learned
yeah.
there, and then just trying it in a new environment.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's great. It's great to have another eye on it as well. Like, because a lot of us are new to the role. Aren't we?
Yeah.
Like, we've all got the skill to do it. But I guess for me as a director, when Jack first started coming into rehearsals, I was like, oh, this is a bit like intimidating. But it's good to have someone to bounce an idea off and say, like,
Yeah.
do you like
Yeah.
the look of this and stuff? And
Sure. Yeah. Exactly.
it's great. It's very helpful.
Or is it actually going to work logistically?
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
actually...
Yeah. Or if I'm not sure about blocking or something, I'm like, oh, does this work? And Jack's
Yeah.
just kind of like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
It's really,
Because
it's
our
really
setup
cool.
as well, our setup is different to maybe what a lot of theatres have. Our sound and our lights are all in-house. We're bringing them in, so it's not already in this space. So it's playing with that
Yeah.
element as well, and Jack having to manually do everything.
He's got such
And
a
I,
big
and I
job.
find that interesting that you're bringing Jack in at this early stage as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why have you decided to do that?
Just, I don't know, I feel like the more that he knows the material and stuff, and like
Yeah.
like Macey said, we're not working with a typical theatre. We're not working with a huge rig or a lot of like expensive equipment. We've literally, what are we down to? Like 2 light bars and 2
Exactly.
speakers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and again, like no desk and stuff. It's all very manual, but we've kind of lent into the fact that the space isn't a theatre.
Definitely,
you know?
and that was like something that I wanted to do. I wanted to like see the rehearsals a bit earlier. I wanted to kind of get a mood for
So you
each
can,
of the
like,
kind
get
of
to know the
scene. And,
show.
like, 'cause that's the other thing as well. It's like we were talking. The licensing is so strict. There's barely anything. There's hardly any room for like individual artistic expression. Like you kind of have
Yes,
to
yeah,
follow
yeah.
those rigid rules, but.
Yeah.
Where there not that sort of licensing is in the lighting and stuff, so that you
Yeah.
probably get a bit more sort of
Freedom,
experimental or
yeah.
interesting with that. So
Yeah.
like, I
I'm
just
really
kind of-
excited to see
Yeah, I
that.
just
Yeah.
kind of wanted to get a feel for like how it was and
And you're working really close with Holly, who's our stage manager.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's working out like how the car comes on and how it comes off, and is that going to be a blackout or is that going to be
Yeah.
like a scene change with the lights
Yeah.
up and all these things? But they're watching the performers do it, and then writing down, okay, that's that.
And that must be really useful for you as well, because I'm thinking about when I'm a director, I don't bring in my stage manager or my techies until like the last 2, maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
However, I'm often quite stressed about some of them elements of like, how am I going to move a car on and off? How am I going to do this or do that? And actually, it'd be nice to have a team around you.
Yeah.
It's really good. And like, as stuff happens, so like, say we're doing this big scene like Grease Lightning we've just done, great, but we've got 2 cars that come on.
2 different cars.
2 different cars, without spoiling it. But yeah, and like, as one of those cars coming on, like Jack can kind of be like, don't forget you've got a speaker there. Or you've got this going on, stuff that I wouldn't even think about whilst we're creating.
And I think that's like, I kind of understand that from like a no budget filmmaking perspective. It's like you need to prepare so much to make sure that like that weekend you've got to shoot
that one
perfect.
time.
Especially like first time doing it, like I think there's no such thing as like too much planning.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You know, so like getting it all worked out now, I think is only going to benefit the actual show.
100%.
So,
And it's music to our ears.
Yeah.
He's so on board.
do you know what? One of the reasons I love doing this actually is because I learn so much from people, and like I'm learning so much from you guys.
Thanks. We're like this little startup company, like Victoria Hall.
But you're doing something right though. It sounds.
We're giving it a go,
and I'm
thank
sitting here
you.
thinking,
That's
I need to bring these things in that you're talking about.
If you don't want to be
I know-
stressed, it's great.
Yeah, no, exactly. No,
Right.
no one wants that, do they? When they're doing a creative project,
That's
when they're
it.
setting out a theatre show, you want to have fun with it, don't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But too often than not, I've gone through this whole process stressed and alone.
Yeah.
You know,
The alone
and
bit's
that's very common for directors of theatre.
Yeah, yeah.
For small amateur productions, for community shows, it's so common for the director to just do the whole process and then bring everyone in at the end. And I'm not going to do that next time. On my next show now,
It's so helpful.
I am going to have a team from the beginning. I'm telling you, I am. I really am.
That's a really good.
It's great, and just bouncing stuff off as you go. Like, we had a production meeting before here, but
Literally.
there wasn't even really much to discuss because we're all so constantly updating each other with everything. I mean, it's so much easier, and it's definitely taken the pressure off of. We didn't want to get to September and be like, oh, we've got so much
we
to
want to
do.
be like ready before September.
Or be like, this light doesn't work, or we're getting feedback from the speakers because again we are doing it quite a low budget, so we kind of got what we got, but all these little things that we can work out, and it is really helpful having Jack on board because he does basically like no budget films, like they're shot on iPhone, they're absolutely fantastic, like their end product is amazing.
It is actually crazy.
It is really good, so to have him on this project is
so
helpful.
And also Paris, when she approached me and Charlotte with this, well actually she approached Charlotte and Charlotte approached me.
I was like, I know an MD that would be great.
Paris could do this completely on her own.
Oh,
like
100%.
But no, you could.
I
100%.
don't know.
You definitely could. But what the good thing about having us, I think, is that we do take that pressure off her.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
This is her baby. She has a baby. This is her other
The
baby.
second baby.
Her
My
second
second
baby. Her second born. And we're there to like take off a lot of the pressure, and then it makes it.
Yeah,
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are taking it. We are taking it to the park. We are enjoying ourselves with it. Then we get to give it back. No, I'm joking.
No, but that was a worry. I mean, for me, probably for all of us, if we're being honest, because we're all friends as well, outside of this, and you kind of get that right when there's stuff to be done or things we're not agreeing on. How are we going to work on this professionally? And it's not going to impact the friendship.
We actually had it on audition day though, but we did really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, but we thought about
When
all
we
of that.
casted.
When
Yeah.
we casted, but we thought about all of that and we're like, right, we need to find this line where there's like the professional side of us and this side, but the trust is so much stronger. Because I could say to Jack, like, I'm not coming to rehearsal tonight. Like, just do whatever you want with the lights and I trust you. Or Charlotte, like, I'm not going to be here. Can you choreograph this number? And I know she's going to get it done.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you say I could do MDing, but hun. I'm like, I don't know what stuff is supposed to sound like. Macey's like, yeah, that's wrong.
But there's something within the different job roles, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's, you know, like you're helping each other out, but at the end of the day, you're the director. So I guess that's like the final word is that's the whole point of that job role.
But we like that. We like that.
Yeah.
And then that's with the
100%.
where the choreography comes in, or where the stage management comes in. That it's down. They're your roles to be like final words on this.
Yeah.
But then the director has the overseeing. You know?
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure though still, I think. And like I think as well another thing about this is, although like I know I'm the director, it's final say, but say there's a decision to be made about a song and Macey isn't there for whatever reason, I would say like, right, let's talk to Macey first and then I'll kind of go over that decision, you know. So it's just finding the balance between being that final word but also giving people their creative freedom as well, I guess. You know?
I think it's good we have very similar kind of like
ideas,
the vibes and atmosphere we want to create with the different songs and play on things. So luckily you've always said, do this, or can you do this, or what would you think? And then it's just works.
Pretty much the same
and
thing.
We didn't know each other before this. I knew Charlotte, so I've met Pax through this. And how quickly we kind of like on each other's energy level.
But you guys didn't know Jackie, but I didn't know Holly.
I didn't know
There are a few bits.
And you didn't know Holly, our stage manager.
I didn't know Holly. It was a bit of an exercise in trust, but again, if you trust your team, because Charlotte's like, I've got an MD, and then when you guys got together, you was like, I think we've got a stage manager. I was like, I've got a technician, and sort of all went with it. But
now we're all friends, great.
But when you trust your team, it's so much easier to be like, I trust your judgment, and you're not going to bring in anyone that's going to harm.
Yeah, but it was like when I wasn't there because on holiday, you was like, I need to change this bit because Marty needs to come off. I was like, I trust you, just do it.
Just do it.
So then she changed it. She's like, I just need to check it with Charlotte, and of course it was fine.
Do you know what? I think it comes down to the communication.
Yes.
It's like you're talking to each other, so you're not doing anything behind each other's back.
Yeah.
No.
It's not a case of like you just come back from holiday.
It's not worth it.
And the whole routine
and the whole thing changed.
Around. It's like everything I worked on is different. Then I think people get upset when they feel worthless.
Yes, 100%.
So like if you come back off holiday and all your work's been like taken away and changed, you weren't told about it or no communication, then you'd be like, well,
you're going to feel a type
what was the point of me carrying on?
What's the point of me being here?
And I think maybe people wouldn't expect that from such a young company because me, myself, as a performer,
there are going to be mistakes.
Oh, yeah,
of
course.
Yes. You know, there are going to be teething problems, things to work out. Even long-established companies making mistakes.
Of course. We're just going with it, though. We're leaning into it and we're like, we're still like in the infancy stage of this, aren't we? So there's room for error as long as it's like genuinely we're trying your best.
But at least we know there's room for error. I think that's like, we're not naive, we're not delusional. Like
unless it's me, because I'm like, I can't make a mistake. It will have to be perfect.
But then we do, and it's fine.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah, like I think I went through a song with Doodie's song. I think Magic Changes. And the singing of it, and it's really good scene, really really good scene. And he sung it a certain way, and I was like, oh, did I tell you to sing that? Oh, I probably did tell you to sing that way. That's not the way I actually want you to sing it. I'm not into it now. You're going to have to change it. And then that's really frustrating for him because he then has to relearn a whole song. And I'm like, right, I actually need to get what do I actually want in this situation? How do I want you to sing it?
But the cast are great. They're just so open
adaptable.
to doing anything. Yeah. But a lot of that is from us saying, like, we're new to this. Like, bear with us. But they're all just they're fantastic. Usually you have... I don't want to say like a weak link, but you have someone that's maybe not pulling their weight as much.
No,
for me as a performer, like it's very frustrating when people aren't doing that. You're a director, so I'm sure you get it. You're like, this person's been on script for weeks, and I'm still having to work around you flipping to the scene, But everyone is phenomenal. Like honestly, it was we got lucky.
And I actually feel like they look up to us, which is like really like sweet.
It's really sweet.
But I love that about us. It's like our first time. Everyone on the creative team, production team, it's everyone's first time doing this, and it's nice that we're all doing it together. For our first time. There's no one that's done it before that's trying to like take the lead. We're just trying to figure it out for ourselves.
Trying very hard to figure it out.
I feel then jumping all in. So these roles are all first time roles for you.
Yes.
So that how does that feel then? 'Cause I can only imagine what that must feel like. I'm not going to put words in your mouth. How is that for you?
Scary.
Imposter syndrome?
It is very, can we do this? Like when we first looked at it and after the audition days, I remember us all thinking, can we actually do this? Like we're saying we can, we've set out for this big goal. And one thing about Greece is everyone knows it. The bad thing about Greece is everyone knows it. But I don't know, I guess you just you just do it, don't you? Like for me, my main thing is like choreography. So directing, I was like, that's just kind of like dancing, but with words, I guess. And we've all found that like Charlotte's actually alongside me always been like sort of my co-choreographer without realising, I think. And then she's like, can I do this role? I was like, you can 100% do this role. I was like, you're going to be the lead, you're going to take the lead. And she was a bit like, can I? But she's killing it. Honestly, it's so amazing.
Honestly, these two girls have bigged me up so much.
Yeah, bestie, because you've got talent. And it's very much that when we do have weeks, because it happens to all of us, we're like, can we do this? And I'm sure, Jack's not quite as expressive in can I do this? But we're all like, you can. And you can absolutely do it. Like, it's really, really good. It's great. And our stage manager as well.
It's her first time stage managing.
But she's doing it.
She's bringing a notebook. She's writing everything down. She's just on it.
She's done so many shows now. I think that's the thing. We've all done so many shows. Obviously, Jack, but separate worlds.
He's done films.
Separate worlds. I would include that. When I say shows, I'm going to include that. We've all done this kind of production life. So I think maybe the way I do it, especially with teaching music, I just think, what would I want?
Yes.
How would I want to learn?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then also this kind of open space of, if somebody needs something from me, they can say it to me. Like I've hilariously recorded myself singing the back-in on our little Facebook group. So they now listen to my voice every week, and I'm like, enjoy it in the car.
Take it.
And it's
learn
beautiful.
So, do you have a performing background?
I do.
That's where you come from
Yes,
as a singer, as a performer before moving into this.
Yeah.
And
I loved it. But I was looking, before Charlotte even came to me, I got, not to put a damper on things, I got a bit unwell, so I wasn't able to perform for a bit. I'd literally just done a panto as the fairy, and it was amazing.
Right.
And then I got really unwell, couldn't dance, couldn't do anything. It was so gutting. And I was like, I need to do something else. Like, what can I do? And then, honestly, the stars aligned. I was like, this is perfect. This is combining everything I like.
Yeah.
Whilst I can sit down when I need to sit down. You're like, it's great. So, yeah, all my performing just comes in handy. And I predominantly did singing through school, and then instruments, got my grades and everything. And then just using all the stuff I've learned throughout the time, and just pass it on. And Ryan, who's playing our Danny, he was like, that's such a good tip. Like, I taught him about how to stretch your back when you sing, and he was like, oh, it's such a good tip. I feel so much better. I feel great. And I'm like, oh, that's what it's about.
I love to hear this when people have come from a performing background and moving into more kind of like these directing kind of roles. I really do think they make the most powerful creatives, because you've got that, you know what it's like to be in the position of the people that you're trying to mold them and turn them into something.
Yes,
definitely.
But you know what it's like to be them.
Nervous. Don't want to do it. Don't want to go to rehearsals because you've had a bad day. All the things we've experienced, we can see the little signs from our past, and then we can be like, okay, what?
It changes your deliverance of things a little bit when you understand being that side. I don't know, you guys probably had it as well when you're under certain directors, and sometimes the way they say things to you, if you're already having a bad day, you can't function, you can't take the note in or whatever. So we try to be
is killer, basically. Like, you're just
100%.
I can't listen to that anymore.
I think theatre is the empathy machine.
Yes.
It literally just churns it out of all of us. We haven't got no choice, or it doesn't work if we're not having empathy for each other.
Because there's that little voice in your head saying you're not good enough. You can't do
constantly.
This. Even if you've got the part, you've got the costume on, you're literally about to go on stage. There's always that little voice going, you can't do this. And it's so sucky that, I would say most people performing have that little voice. It is so sucky. And then it's working through that and going, no, right now you're the character. That character wouldn't be like that. So you need to just forget that.
It's surprising who it's come from in our cast as well.
Yeah, one of our talent girls.
All of them are phenomenal. But there's a couple that you look at as a performer and you're like, wow, that is where I'm trying to be. And I think we all said we can't believe that she feels like that about herself as a performer, because when we look at her, we're like, you're phenomenal. The rest of the cast are she's absolutely phenomenal, but she's
all look to her.
And she's one of the most hard on herself. I think. If she makes a mistake or messes up a line, you can see it in her head.
So how do you know that so you look at the exterior and she looks all so confident and she's doing so well. How do you know that that's the interior?
She's quite vocal about it. And she tells us.
Because I'm seeing this in theatre so much.
That
there just seems to be such a great understanding that there's something else going on up here. And again, the empathy thing is good in theatre. I'm not seeing that so much in some other creative fields. So I recently came back from Cannes. We talked about that.
So jealous.
And in the film industry, I'm not seeing this.
Right.
I'm talking to people in the film industry.
That connection.
That connection's a little bit different from in the group. Everyone's a lot more afraid to say how they're feeling and trying to put on this.
Because you're vulnerable when you get creative.
You
that
are.
right side of your
you
brain.
need to be.
You do. Otherwise,
you're all your own ideas. So if it goes wrong, it's like
you
your
go
fault.
wrong. Completely. And there's nothing wrong with being wrong. And I think that's maybe we've had that. As a singer as well, in particular, if I've ever sung a dud note, oh my goodness, the amount of beating up I would do in my head.
But they probably didn't even notice.
Maybe, but it doesn't matter.
In your head,
it's your own bar that you're reaching, and I can just see that when we look at the cast and they sing. And again, I'm going to use Danny's example. One of his notes, he was just not feeling it basically, and I was like, right, we need to get this because it's such an iconic song. It's Summer Nights. You can do.
You have to get this.
You have to get this last note. And he loves it now.
Yeah,
I
he's
think
always
I was like
wanting to
talking
do
to
it.
him. I like really like what is going on? What is this barrier? He didn't want to make himself look like a fool. And I'm like, I'd rather you get it wrong right now. So I can see your range. I'd rather that.
I think maybe that empathy as well, like as you just touched on it a little bit. I think when you do films, and you'll kind of know this, you know, if the take's wrong, you go again. And there's this perfection constantly. Every take that you're going to do, if it's not right, you go again. Whereas with theatre, it's that one shot, and I think that's where that empathy comes in, because you know that you're all trying to pull it out in front of people. For me, anyway, that's why I prefer theatre, because I like that stuff can go wrong.
Yeah.
And every night is slightly different. It's never going to be the same.
That's
Never
what I
gonna
love
do
about it
the
as
dance
well.
the same. Whereas with films, for me, I hate that you come out of the character, then they're like, right, action, and it's rolling and you're back, and it's perfect every time.
Maybe that we're now in a digital age, too much of that's happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
That perfection thing, too much of
Yes.
that's being...
I agree.
It kills the art, I think.
Yeah.
A little. I think art is supposed to be creative and wrong at times. I like that. I think it's raw, isn't it?
I couldn't agree more. And also, whenever you go and see a show and you know something goes wrong because you love the show, that's the bit you remember, because you're like, do you remember when that bit went wrong? That was so cool. I can't believe we got to see that bit.
Yeah.
Because it's just fun.
Or like someone's costume breaks, and like the next night they're in a different costume.
Yeah.
Like I love stuff. That's why I try and see it twice whenever I watch a show, because I like to see what they do differently the next day. You know.
You're like, oh,
I think
changed
that's
it
cool.
up.
I love it. I love it.
I know.
Yeah,
but
theatre's cool,
it's
man.
the vulnerability, and I think with our girl who struggles for some unknown reason, as much as we can tell her, we can see it in her face, and it's one of those things. You wish you could just go in that brain and go, right, slap that negative voice.
You wish
away.
you could see it how they how we see it, I guess, because when we're watching them, I'm like, you're one of the best performers I've ever met. Genuinely, like even like West End standard, like she is
Like her
phenomenal.
acting, her singing, and her dancing is all top tier.
I can't believe we've got her, to be honest.
I know.
For free as well.
Yeah, I
somehow.
know. This is our
Which is sad to think that someone's got in her head and told her that she's not talented for her to think like that.
But it's such a you've got to be so resilient in this industry.
Yeah.
You get so many no's and so many notes, and it's never good enough. Like,
no, you never.
Is it like ever? Even on performances, the director's going to be like, right, this was good, but you could have done this better.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, you're a fantastic director. From what I've seen, you've probably found that, okay, what do I actually need to change here? If it's not worth saying it, do I need to say it?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know?
I love that.
Yeah.
I don't hear enough directors saying that.
There you go. Do I need to actually change it?
Do I need to actually mention
You're like,
it
you
to
were
them?
great, but you stepped a bit wrong.
Yes,
like, unnecessary.
No,
you know?
I've seen. I know some directors that will give pages of notes. Just
But
like,
they're processing that on stage,
too
and you
much.
can almost see, like, I guess, where would performers work? Have you done much performing?
Yeah, No, I was an actor for years.
Oh,
I love that.
No, for a long time I was like, I'm gonna.
Do you want to go back into it?
I think I'll always have that in me.
Yeah,
Like
it never goes.
I don't think you can. I don't think you'd have to stop anything.
No.
To do, particularly creative things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm just putting a pin in it.
For now, yeah.
And at some point, maybe I'll start acting on the podcast.
You could have a cameo in Greece.
I don't know.
Yeah,
A cameo in something.
Your debut.
And I do like, so my kids do a drama school, and every now and then I'll go in and help with that.
Oh, that's
and I'll go and
lovely.
do like a little piece or something.
So they're
there.
following your footsteps.
Yeah. My daughter is. My son isn't.
She's a musician.
Yeah, my son. Well, sort of. Yeah, my daughter's a performer.
We need more men in this industry.
Yeah.
100%.
My son's into the pub at the moment.
Nice.
Oh, of course.
Sounds about right, to be fair. There's one on every corner.
But but they don't have to follow. It's just nice to. I've shown them a little bit of this world.
Yeah.
They've
You've obviously
got
made it
something
a lovely, safe space for them to want to be a part of whatever that looks like. Because
But it is a
hope so.
world, isn't it?
It's
Like,
a whole
if you're an
world.
artist or any type of creative, and obviously where Jack's done films, but like it just merges so nicely. If you have a creative brain and that's how you think, for me, I can't think of anything worse than sitting behind a desk, 9 to 5,
No.
all day, every day for the rest of my life. If your brain is creative, it's literally like
So
awful.
do any of you do non-creative things outside of
Yes,
outside
you guys
of
do,
this?
don't
Do you
you?
have no?
Oh,
do
we
you
have
normal
jobs.
We have
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
jobs, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a normal
Okay.
job.
Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of things do you guys do?
I teach secondary school,
Okay.
art and photography.
Okay.
That's what I studied.
Nice.
And I always wanted to educate, and hence why this is also a great job. Art photography and DT. I did food tech the other week. That with year 7s, they're 11-year-olds who eat everything. I'm like, ingredients go in the bowl, not your mouth. Don't eat it, please.
I wonder how what you're doing here with the theatre stuff informs those normal jobs.
Well, I think because I'm now working with 11 to 18 at school, and then here we're going from 18 to up.
Yeah.
I'm like working with pretty much every age group at this point, just not primary, and
Charlotte covers.
And then I was going to say, then we go on to
babies.
Charlotte, who
So
does
what do you do?
babies.
I work in a children's nursery, a private one, and I'm actually in the baby room. So I work with 0 to 2 year olds.
Babies.
Literal babies.
And is that so? Yeah, I'm thinking no. There's nothing you're doing here that informs that.
Well, actually,
Nothing. Or
on
is it?
Friday during tea time, me and the room leader, we just put on a little wicked show while they were eating.
A wicked show.
Yeah.
A performance
It was
from
just
Wicked.
singing, it was just singing Defying Gravity, and while they're eating,
I love
they're
that.
eating like scrambled egg and toast, and they're just like,
I feel like you've got really good emotional intelligence
yeah,
as well.
I
from
love
that
a bit
job.
of like music and movement. Anytime it's a bit of
Yes.
that, I do like waka waka,
Yeah.
or do appata, and I'm getting the kids up, and they're obviously I make the moves very simple.
Yeah.
But then if I'm covering in like toddlers or preschool, I'm like,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
Full choreography.
let's go.
It is showtime.
I guess that does fall into your role here, though, Charlotte, because I feel like you.
Really.
I think teaching that young, if there's anyone that's not getting it, you know how to simplify your choreography to the most like basic
Babies.
way that you could do it, really. So I guess it
And
does
also
impact.
because I struggle with
learning stuff,
with learning things, I'm like, right, how would I need it
Yours is just
simplified?
turning. I think you're like left or right.
And I actually, she's going to say no, but Paris actually taught me how to dance.
Okay.
When we was at uni, we met and we didn't really have a choreographer. And so our teacher at the time just made Paris choreograph all the dances. So I was just learning all these dances and I was like, oh, I can dance.
Again.
And then we just stayed friends. And then after uni, then was doing more stuff out of, I've just learnt to dance from Paris. It's probably why she likes my choreography. But
No, I think it's more.
It's been well informed.
Yeah. It's not even necessary that I taught you how to dance. I think it was there. A big thing, I guess, for Charlotte, hopefully you don't understand, is like self-confidence. Like the skills are all there. The talent is 100% there. It's just having someone to be like, no, you are good enough, you know?
so when I see people in the cast and they feel like that, I'm like,
We send in Charlotte. We're like, go, Charlotte.
don't worry, I used to be
Charlotte's
like
on
that.
Yeah.
Genuinely, they all love her. Like,
Yeah, they really do.
You are the
They love you guys.
happiness. Yeah, but you are the happiness. You just bring this kind of joy to the cast.
Yeah,
So
you're very
nice.
bubbly.
So
Very naturally panto, we say
Very
about Charlotte.
naturally.
She's just like,
Yeah, I do love a bit of panto.
love panto.
Yeah, I could see you in a panto.
Yeah,
Have you
that's how
done a
we
panto?
met. That's
Yeah,
how we
I'm
met.
normally
Many.
a dancer in the chorus,
Yeah,
but I love
she's
it.
the
dancer.
Yeah.
One
Jack's
day-
very elusive.
Yeah, one day would like to be the comedic character. I think that would
you'd
be
be
so
great.
fun.
Yeah,
I would love to do that.
You are so funny, generally. Like,
Yeah, you are.
genuinely.
Jack's very elusive, as all like techies are. They just kind of hide in the wings and the back out.
Yeah.
But that works as well. And I feel like with Jack being there every week, like the cast are seeing him a lot as well.
Get used
So
to
they
him,
get
yeah.
used to him. And I
Not
feel
that you
like
have to get used to it.
Yeah,
he's sticking
you're right,
around.
It does just help a cast because you bring these people in at the last minute, like I tend to
Yeah.
do. Then the cast are kind of separate from them.
Yes,
Yeah.
And,
yes.
and they keep themselves maybe in the techie box.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
dealing
yeah,
with the
yeah, yeah.
lights. And
Yeah. So
they-
true.
yeah, and all of a sudden it's not really a family anymore.
Yes,
No, yeah,
exactly. We
exactly.
don't want anyone to feel separate. And as well, like,
No.
I guess if Jack did have a note for them, like, even if it's something like watch this wire or you're not in this light, like the other day we were doing summer nights and we've got them up on benches because I'm chaotic. We're like risk assess and everything.
Yeah.
Jack
Doesn't have
literally
Holly.
said he was like the cast when they're on that bench, that light is going to be blinding them.
Yeah.
And it's even little things like that. Like he actually cares about the cast because he's seeing them and seeing it happen. But
Yeah, sure.
if we had got to the show and I'm like, no, I want them on the bench, and Jack was like, no, I'd be like,
Like,
no,
you
it's the show, blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
it's nice.
That's when you have conflict because the
Yeah.
communication's not been there from the start.
Yeah, yeah.
And we're not sitting here saying our way is the most incredible way, but there's a lot of things, but it is. No, I'm joking. But we have watched shows for years, and I think we've taken all the best bits from everything we've been in, and then tried to put it together for our show. And I think I was in a show once where the team was so close, like the creative team. I was like, that just makes so much sense.
It does.
So much sense.
And
But I
all
do
from
like
different
that
units.
Jack is here from the beginning because, like, doing shows in the past, we don't know the stage team until you do it on the stage, and then you just like, who are all these people?
Who are these people in black in the shadows that we can't
Yeah,
see?
and then they're like, watch this wire. I'm like, okay.
It's great.
They
It's
don't
really
even
great.
like, they don't know my names. Some of them don't even know like what character they're playing or anything like that.
true.
Or,
But
like, they
it's not
just
even
know
just-
the leads.
Within Jack's position, like I feel like he's, you know, Jack's seen like every film there is ever to see, a lot of like shows and stuff as well. So having that knowledge of like acting and stuff helps out. Like it
Yeah.
really does help. We're a great
We're just
team.
bigging you up. Look how
Yeah, I know.
how
Jack just
uncomfortable
had
he is.
to say it.
He's like, I know I'm great. Stop saying it.
I'm all right. But no, it is great. And our stage manager is also a performer, so it really
That
is
helps.
good.
Yeah.
It's great. It's real good.
Yeah, she's very cool.
So I'm wondering, Jack, when you're watching the show and you're watching them rehearse, are you constantly thinking about how you're going to light this, how you're going to make it
Yeah,
look?
like the mood. Like that's the predominant thing is like mooding it, I guess, and sort of just trying to see what it would be like. But again, that's a sort of adaptation that you need because again, it's theatre lighting. Whereas I'm looking at it from like a film perspective, that would be more naturalistic.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? It's kind of shifting that as to like, I guess making it more theatre. You know,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
You never know, you might be filming low budget theatre next.
Yeah.
And see how to like that.
Well, do cross, you know,
Yes.
like
Oh, yeah.
Sam Mendes a couple of years ago directed James Bond films, but then he did Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory in the West End.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And like you think James Bond to Willy Wonka and then theatre.
I can see
How
the
did you
link.
get there?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the link and how to get there.
Totally.
But it's just, I think it is being a creative.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if your mind is open to creating something and you've got a
Yeah.
vision,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what platform it's on.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's so
It's just
true.
a technical thing, isn't it? Like the stage is bigger, the people, you can't get a light in their face and stuff like that.
Once the show's running, you can't reset it.
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you think of stuff I wouldn't have even thought of, like that being on the table. I was just like, they'll be fine. Jack's like, no, they're not going to be able to see. They're going to be like just fumbling
In the
all over
dark.
the
Even if
place.
she's
Like,
not been able to see, they're going to be squinting. That's another thing that you got to get
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
camera. Like you got to think about light reflection for squinting.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, like
I was just going to
you
make it a
know what your-
director's choice.
Danny Zuko.
It's in the screen, yeah.
Exactly. Like,
It's a sunny day.
They bring out their sunglasses for this number.
we did speak about that actually. Sunglasses as a possibility.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
they could just have sunglasses on.
all the way through.
Yeah, all the way through. He'll be
works.
fine.
So is there anything technically that you're excited to bring into this show?
Yeah, like I said, I want to get a bit more on like once we get into the tech runs, sort of just running kind of like I don't know a crazier light setup in a way, like nothing too mad, but you know like because I've looked at performances of this show in particular, like on YouTube and online and stuff, and it is obviously there's like the very like by numbers way of it being done, you know, like you know during summer nights the boys are lit in blue and the girls are lit in pink, but it's like, is there anything you can kind of do a bit? I don't know, crazier
there,
than that, a bit more
yeah.
like kind of experiment with that a little bit, like and yeah, that's kind of what I'm excited to get into is just be able to kind of mess with that a little bit, like
Yeah.
He's pulled out all the stops. I was just like, just like blackout here, but the lights, and he said no, Paris. I said I'm not running like an auto sequence for every number.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I
just
said. I
think,
was just like,
it'd be-
do you think?
Yeah,
But he was like, no, Paris. Said I want to actually like program it.
I love
properly. Yeah.
That's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's like way more committed than I thought there was going to be. I was just like, please just help me. But yeah.
And I guess that comes from you. That comes from the start.
Yeah, your
Like,
It's
passion.
infectious.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
infectious.
It's-
Yeah.
Paris is like
You're
a drug.
excited,
Yeah,
you know,
she's like a
I
drug.
saw you, but we had a little chat before you started
Yes,
doing this.
we did.
And I got the excitement then, and I was even thinking, can I be involved?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing you guys now, and I'm like, yeah, of course, you've infected them all.
Yeah,
Thank
her
you.
passion
I did try.
is
Unmatched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first thing when I met you for the first time, it's the first thing I said. I was like, how headstrong you are,
Thank
and just
you.
passionate you are about something. Like I want to match it,
Thank
and I want to do that.
and I want to
just
do you
as much.
proud.
Yeah, I want to do you
I love it.
proud.
That's all I want is to do you proud.
It's
Genuinely.
It's hard because I'm such a perfectionist and I'm such a control freak. So this has
Yeah.
been a bit of an
It's all right.
exercise in like, I want it to be perfect. You know what I mean? I want it to be perfect. I want it to be my vision, but I also
Yeah.
want to give people the freedom to do
But also, I
what they
think
want
we're
to do.
all a little bit of a perfectionist.
so it
I think that
works.
really works well
Yeah.
for
I'm
you.
also
Yeah.
definitely a control freak, but luckily
Yeah.
I'm just in music. So.
But if you trust everyone within your team,
That's okay.
You can just leave them to it, can't
Yeah.
you? Like,
Yeah.
I trust Jack in his role, I trust Holly in her role, I trust obviously Charlotte, I trust Macey. I was going to call you Molly then. No, because I said
Molly.
No, I trust Macey. So
Holly.
you can kind of just leave them.
Yeah, you can.
Leave them to it, can't you? I guess when it runs
you
like that.
can, which is so nice.
But yeah, I think half of it is just like fake energy sometimes.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
we've
we
got-
fake
we've got to
it.
make
We're not
this
gonna
work.
lie. We're not gonna lie and say that
We're tired. We're
No.
It's all right. We
exhausted,
fake
yeah.
it. We genuinely believe that we are like putting on a show at the Palladium, and then it will be
West End.
Yeah.
Like we believe it.
We're
I think
aiming
that's the
big.
most
Fake it.
important thing to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely.
If you're just like, okay, we're just in a small village hall or whatever, and
No.
we, you know, what's the point?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what's the point if we're just because I do see
Yeah.
amateur dramatics companies do this. That they're like, all right, every other month we're in this village hall, and they don't bother, and then the audience don't bother.
Yeah.
Because they can feel that.
Feel
Yeah.
it. And
Yeah.
it's like, why would anyone want to come to that? You
Yeah.
invite an audience by putting tickets on sale.
Yeah.
So you're saying everyone come and see what we're doing.
But we don't really believe in it.
But we don't.
Yeah.
So no, you're doing this at the Palladium.
We're doing it. This is West End.
This is the West End.
It's going to go to Broadway.
It's just slightly detached from there.
Again, just
this
slightly.
imaginary one.
Yeah. But it really does help. Like, obviously, we keep going on about the cast, but when you've got a cast like that, like they're just so
recommend
behind
anyone
us.
And they're so talented. Like,
So
as a
talented,
cast,
yeah.
they
So I
work
am
so
going to
well
be
together.
directing a show.
You can, as
like
long as it doesn't
this year.
conflict with our dates, you can
can
have
take
them.
Can I come in and
Yes,
punch a few?
you can.
We've already spoken to them about
you?
it.
Yeah, we have. We've been plugging you for sure.
Yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
want that kind of being in Harlow. I mean, I'm not actually from Harlow. You are.
No.
Hello, Jack.
Jack, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're not. And I know there's a few companies around here, and I love the idea of us working together. Because being in competition actually does no favors. As much as you want people to come to your show, it's just such unneeded energy in the world.
This town had a bad case of that for a long, long time.
Really.
For a good 20 years.
We are not going to do that.
For a good 20 years, we had 5 or 6 groups that were doing theatre in the town, and it was all very much like to the creative team and the actors. They were like, "Oh, you're crossbreeding over to them. What are you doing that for? They're doing a show that conflicts with our show." And there was a lot of jealousy, and no one would go to see each other's shows.
So that's sad.
This is
We
what
will
we're
be
coming
at
away
yours.
from.
We'll hope that you'll be at ours. Like we
and
will buy tickets.
it'll be putting each other down and saying, "Oh, did you see what they did last month?" Or,
But
"Did
you
get-"
just kill the arts like
yeah,
that.
exactly.
You do kill the
And do you know
arts.
what? The arts was dying in this town because of it.
Yeah, I bet.
However, recently, I think the manager of the Playhouse has done. He's one of the first people that comes to mind, doing a fantastic job of bringing people together. And there's some other people in the community that have just said, like, we can't continue like this.
Yeah.
No.
And this year, actually, we started a group where we now get together 2 or 3 times a year, like the leaders of the different groups,
Oh, I love
saying,
that.
"What are you doing? Can we do anything to
Can we
support
help?
you?
Yeah.
Can we
That's amazing.
help?
Yeah.
Do you need
And we're
this?
like,
I love
"Yeah, do you
that.
need this or that?" And it's literally just started.
Yeah.
And we've had like 1 meeting so far, but we're like, yeah, this is what we
So
should
much
have been
better.
doing all along.
Because as long as you communicate, because obviously Alfie, one of our cast members, has his own company as well, and that, you know, but if he was doing a show and he really wanted somebody from ours, as long as he was like, I'm going to get them all to audition, it doesn't interfere, we're not the same rehearsal days, it doesn't blah, blah, blah.
But it goes both
What is the
ways.
issue?
Like, because we approached them, I think, is it Wayward Theatre Company?
Yes.
The name of the theatre
Yeah.
company.
Yeah, and they're another new group.
Yeah,
exactly.
and they're great. And we actually messaged them a couple of days before the show, and I said, like, you know, we want to come and see the show. Would you mind if we spoke to some of your actors? And they were like, yeah, of course. And we did end up getting a few of them. But again, we said, didn't we, when we was ringing around everyone, we was worried they were going to be like, who are you?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
obviously we rung you and got through to you. And when you was
Even
like,
you
when
were
you said
so
come in for a
nice
meeting, we were like,
saying.
what? And we were so, we weren't expecting to be so
Wow.
welcomed and
Yeah.
everything. And that really fueled us. Like, you know, we're not going to be this new company and no one's going to come and watch out Spy, or the actors aren't going to want to come. And I think that meeting with you was a big turning point for us, because we was like, okay, people are going to get on board with us and help us, you know?
Where I am, like, it happens all the time. It's a shame. I think maybe they could do with the whole having a meeting thing in the area and going through it and going, we should just support each other and not put each other down, not pick out the little things.
We're all working to the same goal.
The same goal, and also we're all doing this for free. This is our time.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the
isn't
thing
a
that we
job.
We love.
Right.
Yeah, love
Exactly,
this.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be amazing if we got paid for this.
Yeah, obviously.
I think for some people it does build into that. And I
Yeah.
think, like for me, this is it started as a hobby, something I did for fun, but it's now my business.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does, but it takes time to build into
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sacrifices and all different all different elements, changing it from a hobby and a thing that you love and do for fun into business.
Into that.
Yeah.
And there are some things you lose in
Yes.
that as well.
Yes.
Of course, when it stops being just a hobby that you love.
And it almost becomes work. Yeah. Where does that line?
We had that discussion recently.
Yeah, and then like you find things that work for the business, but you're like, is this working for me creatively?
Yes.
And
yes.
so that's a challenge.
Is that
So-
what I wanted?
Is this what I wanted to be doing? So I do these little mini half-term shows. I think you came to see
Rapunzel. It was
recently.
great.
You saw Rapunzel.
It was so good. She was a rock star. It was
That one broke the mold for me a little bit, because I did feel I was creative on that. But I'd been doing some shows in previous years where I was like, I'm doing the same thing 3 times a year, and it's just like I'm just now like churning this thing out.
Yeah.
It's a product rather than an
It's
art.
a
Yes,
product.
yes,
And
yes.
I had someone come in as an assistant director, And she was like, "Oh, can we change this and that and this?" And I was like, "No, because I know it doesn't work."
Right.
Yeah.
But actually, I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Yes,
I really wanted
yes.
to, but I knew
There was different agendas at this point.
I knew the audience type, the I shouldn't say this in public.
No one's coming to your next show, cancelled.
Yeah, no, I should be careful. I'm not. There's a demographic sometimes on some of the tours. You go into certain areas and there's a certain type of people won't like a certain type of joke.
Sure.
Yeah, that makes
completely
makes sense.
Or they because they maybe want to protect their children.
Yes, of course.
You know,
Yes,
they might be more sensitive.
I think it'd be silly to not think like
Yes.
that.
Yeah,
But
100%.
sometimes creatively, you're like, though, you want to go different.
I want to
You
do
wanna
this.
try
Yeah,
things
of
out.
course.
But
So it
nobody's
can
the
be-
same and no area's the same. So you'd be really
Exactly.
silly to
Yeah.
just do the same thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's the brilliant space for when you're doing it for fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
Is
course.
that you can go, right, here now I'm going to experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Here I'm going to
100%.
try this out in this area.
Yeah.
I might be wrong about the
Yeah,
audience.
yep.
Exactly.
But
They
I
might
can
love
take-
it.
They
But
might
you'll know for
actually
next
love
time,
it. But
yeah.
now I can take that.
And it helps companies like us because, like, kind of what you're talking about earlier, where we talk to everyone. Like, I think I said to you about programs, and you was like, "Do not sell them at that much." Like, my initial price was like, "Don't sell them at that much." Like, we've been doing this a long time, and I can't sell them for that.
Yeah.
So, you know, for a show where people don't really know them, but again, if we didn't have that connection with you, we would have
Yeah.
just gone in
Would've
with
just done it.
and not sold
What
any.
would you have sold them at? What would you have sold them
I
at?
think I was
Just because there is a business.
Yeah.
Even when you're
Yeah.
doing this as amateur,
Yeah.
you want to make some money because the money is the fuel.
Yes,
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
course.
you need
And
to
currently
get-
the money
And we're
is
non-profit
our
on ticket
money.
sales.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
This
what
is
happens. So
mostly Paris's money.
Yeah, so it comes out of your own pocket to start with, so you
Yeah.
want to reimburse that.
Yes. Yes.
And you want to do another show after this that
Right.
doesn't
Yes.
hopefully come out of
Yes,
your own.
yes.
We've already been speaking about that.
So
as
we
well.
do need money.
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
We do
And
need-
again, I think when you're a performer and like other performers come to watch, you will buy the program, or you don't mind spending the money on a ticket because you understand all that.
Yeah.
But for members of the public, they're like, "Oh, I'm not spending that much on a piece of paper or something like that."
I don't even
because
know them. Or
I don't even know
whatever, yeah.
them. Yeah, but it's all those little things, especially with companies that are like this kind of small, I guess, that
Yeah.
keeps them going. You know, but it is difficult. It is
What were you going
difficult.
to sell them at?
I don't know. I was thinking sort of like £12-13.
Yeah, that's way
But
too
we
much.
went really high.
But that sounds like a good price for covering your costs.
Yeah.
Right.
We've
Yeah,
also had the
so-
art drawn,
because-
like commissioned
yeah,
as well. So,
all the elements that go into it, you got to pay someone to make it.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you've got
Printing,
any artwork,
yep.
printing.
Yep.
And then by the time you've done that, you're probably
you're
looking
only
at
making like £2 off.
yeah,
Yeah.
especially if you've got like four, 5, 6 pages.
true.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
probably cost you £5 just to make
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. And this
Yeah,
is what
so
people
that-
don't think
and
of.
so
I don't
so
think.
just to
Yeah.
make it
Yeah.
cost that. So then you want to make something back, and you're like,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
what can I make? What's reasonable to make back?
Yeah.
And you think, well, maybe it would be nice double.
Yes,
You know, if you
yes.
sell food products, they go like 100% extra.
That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like different things, but then you go, yeah, will people walk in off the street and give me £10-12
For this, exactly.
Unfortunately, not.
No.
Not
Yeah.
exactly,
yeah.
especially like in this
I wouldn't.
this day and age. No,
I
and-
would be the person walking in.
Yeah, and we're trying to be mindful. I think one of my big things when we set out to do this was accessibility. Because a lot of the things with art is, it's not so much people don't want to do that, but if you think you take you and 3 children to see a show,
Yeah.
you're spending easily £100, and some people just don't have that right now in this current climate.
This is why our
So
tickets are cheap.
our tickets are only like £5.
So one thing, so I've got a friend of mine that runs
Yeah.
a theatre company. He's doing Little Women later this year.
Oh,
And one of the ways that he covers his cost for the programmes, and a lot for the show, is that he puts advertising in the programme.
Yeah, right.
And then he gives the programmes away for free to every single person that comes in, because it's been paid for by the ads.
That's genius.
And the ads have given you more money than
What they would've done.
what they would have done.
That's genius.
Probably actually
Yeah.
boosting back to
Yeah.
if you'd have got £12 per person that came.
Brilliant. Thank
That's a
you.
job for me
Someone
then.
write that down.
Yeah. I'm our money trustee, which is
She's
ironic.
also our artist. She's drawing all the cards.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Okay, so after this, I
yeah.
can give you a list of companies
That would
Yeah.
be fantastic.
that
You can
will be
sponsor.
used to helping. And the thing is as well with local
Such a good
businesses, they
idea.
usually have a pot of money put aside
For stuff
to
like that.
help, well, not just advertising, to help community groups.
Yeah.
So you going in saying like, this is a non-for-profit theatre
Yep.
company.
Yeah.
We're new, we're young, we're excited.
Yeah.
All our money's going to charity,
Yeah,
by the
all
way.
that-
as well.
Yeah, all
It's
tickets.
all going streets to homes.
all
Okay,
going straight to
okay.
home.
So more information then. So
Yeah.
my friend did this charity thing yesterday, raised £7,000.
The karaoke guy.
Karaoke guy, 27
Amazing.
hours singing karaoke.
His voice must be
And
dying
of-
today.
oh yeah,
Love it.
I haven't phoned him because I know.
Yeah, no, don't.
So,
Just a
like,
text.
yeah, but he raised before he started. He raised £2,000 from local companies
Wow.
because they have a charity pot.
Oh, I love that. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
So you go to like a local Windows company or a local Bakers. Or,
Yeah,
do you know,
lovely.
all these local companies tend to have.
Let's do it.
community
We're doing it now.
money.
We're definitely doing
so
such a good idea.
free programs, advertising.
Yeah, amazing.
And you can say to them, what's the audience size?
I think it's 160.
160 people over times 4.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, is that maths? Free.
Yeah.
Just free.
That?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to try and do the maths.
Yeah.
Let's say average.
400.
At least 400.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
400 people are going to see the advert.
Yeah.
That's
Brilliant.
actually a lot.
400 people who wouldn't
I did
otherwise.
not even
We
think
can
of
add
that.
them on our advertising on social
And
as well, actually.
and they'll be known
Sponsored by.
Yeah.
and supporting that charity,
Yeah.
and it looks
Oh,
really good
Amazing.
from a public perspective.
Yeah, brilliant. And helps us be a bit more like established, I guess, because people are like, oh,
Yeah.
there's other people that know about
Other
this.
people that want to get involved with you.
Yeah, that's amazing, because we've just been going down kind of the government funding route at the minute, which
That's my whole life.
in hindsight,
It's hard work.
knowing what I know now,
Yeah.
I probably should have sourced funding before I started, because at the minute I'm just kind of covering
Well, there's
everything.
people that is something people do for a job.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
applying for government funding,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and it's one of the. I have never been successful with that. Even running a community theatre
Yeah.
for
crazy.
10, 15 years,
Yeah.
we have never got a penny from the
We just
government.
assumed it would be so easy, and where
does the money go?
it's where
Surely
our
to
venue is
people
as
like
well, isn't
us.
it?
Like I say, there are people that do it as a job. So
Yeah.
there's a couple of theatre companies in the town that do it and they get successful,
Mm-hmm.
and they have people working for them getting the funding, because you have to get the
Yes.
wording right on the forms.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of it's about that.
Yes.
You have to match. Every single grant has a different criteria.
criteria, yeah,
So you have
yeah.
to understand their criteria and match your project to their criteria.
Yes.
And you have to show that you have to be able to show all the evidence. So it's
Yeah.
a full-time job in itself.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
Yes.
huge.
It is currently.
And another
And you did
battle
it as well, didn't you? Yeah.
Another battle we face in particular with where our money is going. So obviously it's going to a charity, and this is also charity run. So one of them was like, we would give you the money. However, Moot House have had a grant in the last year and Serve Streets to Home from us.
Right.
So they cancelled us out because it was like essentially
It's like
we're giving
we've
them
already kind of
more
done
money,
it.
which is another difficult thing for us. But we're getting there. We're making it happen. It's just Vinted and charity shops and
Yeah, and
just
Team U.
at the
And
minute.
I
Literally.
would say where you are as well, you're in a really good spot here. You've got the stove there. You've got a lot of other community groups
Yes,
nearby.
yes.
I wouldn't even say get on the phone. I'd say get walking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I will.
that is what we've been doing.
Go and knock
Yeah.
on doors around here and say like get involved.
Really
with
good
what
idea.
we're
And
doing.
you'd be surprised, like we've been saying to charity shops, like, oh, we're doing Greece, like, you know, what can you do this for us for? And they're like, just take it all for a tenner. And we've got like 50 pieces of costume or something.
Yeah, it's really
You'd be
helpful.
surprised at how many people do really want to help when it's like this,
Yeah.
I think. But we're getting there. We're nearly done
I can
with
see your brain.
My
working.
brain is working.
I can see this like you're adding it all up now.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
When you mentioned the charity for the programs, I saw the clogs
My old
turning.
job,
Yeah, definitely.
I worked with charities in my old job, and I don't know
ones?
why I didn't think about this.
Yeah, sometimes it's just connecting the dots, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Why did I not think
It's why stuff like this is great.
It's all right. We've
Yeah.
got it now.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
My
yeah.
brain is very
We
happy.
really have.
Cool.
So where do you guys see the future for this going then? But we're doing this Greece now.
That's a lovely question.
What's next?
I think continue as we are. Obviously, we come out the gates really, really strong with this show in terms of like, sure you understand like material licensing and stuff like that. It's a big show to break even on. I mean, I guess our next thing is just funding, because as much as we want to continue, it's really hard. Like, we wouldn't be able to continue in the way that we are right now. It's also getting the audience base.
Yeah.
It's building a cast and the interest for the cast, because we were very lucky that we managed to hit in the middle of audition season. But again, a lot of people at the age range we're kind of targeting, they want to be paid at this point for jobs, you know, and we completely understand that, you know.
We're in a hard climate as well.
Yeah.
Of course, and we completely understand that, you know, you're an artist, you want to be paid for your work, and that's completely understandable. So we are hoping that eventually it will open up to maybe more of a children's theatre company.
That's something we spoke
Yeah,
about.
because,
I really,
you know,
really
a
want
lot of
to do that.
safeguarding, a lot of extra training and
Yeah.
stuff for us, and like chaperones, and there's so much more that falls in. But
Yeah.
we are hoping that our next thing for this project will be our spring showcase, which we're still kind of working on, because, you know, they're nice, easy funding, and
they're
we want,
fun.
Yeah, and we want it to be a showcase for just any kind
Anybody.
of creatives in
Yeah.
Harlow
Yeah.
to come and
Singing,
present
dancing,
something.
acting,
monologues,
anything.
Whatever they want, because
Comedy.
we don't want this to just be, you
Stand
know,
up, yeah.
or I don't want it to just be come and do the show that we want you to do. We
Yeah.
want people to have a space to kind of be creative and have
Yeah.
their own, showcase their talents, and hopefully we can pull in. We're hoping that Greece will generate good press and stuff like that, so they will come and do shows with us because it's going to get them something, you know.
We've pulled it off, and they'll go,
Actually,
Yeah.
this company,
This company's quite good.
But right now, no one knows us, and for all of us in this role, we're trying to get
I
established.
feel like you're making some moves in the town.
Yeah, we're trying. We're getting there.
You've got a big
Making
cast
waves.
involved.
Yeah.
I saw someone the day before yesterday that was talking about you guys.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Look
wow.
at us go. Look at us.
So sweet.
Greece is the word.
It's happening.
We're really getting
Oh,
there.
I love that.
And now we've got a
You
team.
can't help it when you build a team, when you build a community.
Yeah.
People,
Yeah.
It doesn't. You can't help it.
You forget that word of mouth
Yeah.
from the cast as
Oh,
well.
such a thing.
Yep, and now we've got a whole team moving forward, because when we started, it was just literally a director, a choreographer, and everything.
No. When you started, it was just you.
Yeah, it was just
Yeah.
me. It was just me. It actually started from dance classes in the Moot Hall, and then one day I rang Charlotte, was like, I want to do Greece. She was like, pardon? I was like, yeah, I'm going to do Greece. And she was like, okay.
I don't want to do it. I've already booked. I've already paid.
Yeah,
all the
literally.
license.
I was like, okay then. I was
And
like,
then-
I can know someone who can MD. Yeah, that'd be great. Get her on board.
Yeah, I just kind of started with not really a lot of a team in place, but at least for the next show, I mean, I'm hoping that everyone's going to stand with us.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Our
yeah.
stage manager, you know, obviously I'm hoping Jack's going to stay with us as well. He's got a few
Jack's going
projects going on,
nowhere.
but we've still And again, because
Jack,
he,
you're
yeah.
You ain't going nowhere.
But it helps everyone. It opens venues for Jack. Like the Moot Hall have said, like, you can film in here now, and a lot of our actors are like, oh, I want to do a bit of screen acting now because I've just done a show.
Yeah,
so
'cause they've met Jack.
it puts
So
everyone
it's
on. You know?
it's opening things up for you.
Yeah.
You've been working with our Danny, haven't you?
Yeah, me and Ryan went for a drink, spoke about some stuff. So
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
cute.
Look forward to that. It's,
Yeah,
it's
we'll see
going to
how
be
that
great.
goes.
Yeah. It's going to be
And he
great.
got back into it as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he hadn't done. We actually know him from uni, so we hadn't seen Ryan perform in about 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he won't mind me saying, because we're very open about this conversation with the
We
cast,
told him
but
to his face, yeah.
his audition tape, right? No, it was not what we were expecting from Ryan. He's such a high level energy performer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was really kind of just not what we was expecting from him. And we said to him outright, we're taking a dive on you and hoping that Ryan is still in there. And we hit the first rehearsal, didn't we? And it was just back. And he said, yeah, I was just kind of warming up. I haven't done it for a while.
No, I'd say that a voice went in his head.
A voice went in his head and told him he was not good enough for Danny.
I also believe that there's something in tapes. That
Yeah.
100%,
I hate self-tape.
Yeah, we did as well.
We didn't actually
realised.
want them, but
It's easy.
yes.
Yeah.
And like the whole industry has moved to self-taping.
Yeah.
Because it makes the casting director's job easy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can put it
But
down
they're not
to.
in front of you. You
Yeah.
can't feel
Not in front
that.
of you, you
energy.
can't feel it. You can literally, all you can get from it is what is the voice
Yeah.
like?
Yeah.
That
What do they look like?
sound,
Yeah.
What do they
Sound
look
like?
like?
Yep.
And that's it. You can't
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
anything else.
And you can't do notes. Like in the
No.
audition, there was, and one of the girls, I think it was actually Erin, I don't think she minded me saying, she wanted Rizzo. And we was like, we really want to see you read for Frenchie. And you lose all of that in a self-tape because we can't say, can you quickly send us this for Kaniki or blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
I think in future moving forward, if we can avoid it, no
Yeah.
Out of
self-tape.
all of the self-tapes for Danny, Ryan was the one, but it was just we needed more. But
Yeah.
I felt like if he was there in
You
audition,
could have talked
we
through
could have.
what was missing.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And he has been the most dedicated.
Oh, he's been
since.
fantastic.
He
Yeah.
always asks me
And
questions.
how does it work
about
with
singing.
dancing as well? Like, how does that, with dancing, do you lose something on self-tapes?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's
I
no
feel
like.
so much energy.
There's
in
no
dancing.
energy.
Yeah.
They might get the moves, but there's no
Yeah.
energy.
But the dancers
That's
sent
only in
us-
the room, right?
Yeah.
You- Maybe you can capture that on film,
Yeah.
but then that takes a lot of work.
It's also in self-tapes, like, for me, I think maybe you probably agree, Charlotte, like, you can't see how someone is going to look on stage with other people from a self-tape.
Yeah.
Because they might be a fantastic
Chemistry.
dancer.
Yeah,
But if every time you put them on stage, they're pulling. Like,
Yeah.
focus, you know what I mean by that? If you're in, like, a chorus number in a musical like this, it needs to be...
Especially the part they're going for. Like, Frenchie isn't going to be pulling. It would be Rizzo that's pulling. Like,
Yes.
on purpose for their character.
And you lose all of that
You
in a
lose all of that.
self-tape.
I also like in the self-tape, you're not going to see them get the move wrong because they'll just re-record it.
Yeah.
But in actual auditions, you'll see them get it wrong, but
Yeah.
you'll
How
see
they
and
react.
how they react,
And that's
and
what
how
we
they
like,
cover
it's
it.
how you cover
because
it,
as
yeah.
long as you strong and wrong and smile,
Strong and wrong.
strong and wrong.
Even if you just stand and click for a few
but as
counts,
long as you don't
it-
look like you're getting it wrong, then I don't care.
Yeah,
Genuinely.
we're very
Same
that
with
in this
singing.
company, aren't we? Like if it
We've
goes,
got to get it right for the show.
And I don't
Yeah.
think an audience
We got
care
time for that.
either.
no.
If it, actually, I like that strong and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Strong and
That's our
Sold
mantra.
it,
We
yeah.
say that every
I like
time.
Strong and wrong.
That got me through.
because even in the performance when you mentioned earlier about when you're at the West End and things go wrong, that's the moment
the best bit.
that you
It
talk
is.
about.
Yeah.
That's the bit, but only if you're strong and wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Only if you're
Yeah.
if you own that moment
Yeah.
and carry on.
But we've allowed that into us as well, haven't we? Like obviously we've said to the cast, like if a light goes down or a mic goes off, there's things that are unavoidable. If for any reason a speaker went down, Jack can only deal with that as quickly as it can deal with it.
Yeah.
We don't want them just standing on stage, you know.
No,
It's just having that, you know, just kind of get over it. If it goes wrong, it's
Yeah.
gone wrong, just carry
And
on.
a few of
pick
our
it up.
cast will do that, and now we are teaching those who maybe haven't done that before
Yeah.
how to do that. So it's nice.
Yep.
We've got some that can.
yeah, because it's not everyone's skill set.
No.
You know,
Some
in
people have
fact-
never performed before, ever in our cast.
Ever.
Yeah.
We've
in
got
our
people
cast.
that have never done performing.
Never.
And it takes time to learn that strong and wrong thing. I
Yeah.
don't think as me as an actor I could have done that actually.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
that was in
No.
my skill set.
You use it now, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I will do. And I think I do that now in the other things that
Yeah.
I'm doing. But in performing, I couldn't find that. I think it is difficult for some because
Yeah.
performing, you like a set of rules.
Yes.
And them rules, once them rules are broken.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, for instance, there was a power cut in a show I did once.
Oh.
In
No.
winter, it was snowing.
Oh, no.
And it was a pantomime, Robin Hood.
Oh my God.
And I walked out onto the stage, and the power just went. the whole thing just disappeared.
Okay.
What did you do?
Well, this is where I. This is
We're
where
in the
I-
woods.
Yeah, I wasn't very good. I was just like, bye. I was just like, drown, swallow me up. I
But
want
I
to
think
die. And I
on the
walked
flip
off.
side of that, like if I was a performer and you were my director,
Yeah.
I feel like you would give me that room for mistakes because a lot of that in your cast
Because
is,
I've
not just down to the
experienced
actor.
that.
yes,
Yeah.
and,
No way.
and that I know I'm not coming off stage and you're going to be like, you went off script, blah blah blah. You'll be like, you covered the mistake.
Well,
Thank you.
what happened on that? I walked off the stage, but I had two other actors on the stage that then they did really well.
Yeah.
It was in their skill set. They were good at that
To
kind
them,
of thing.
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
work.
And they went out there and did like nursery rhymes with the kids and things.
And made it happen. Yeah.
Made it happen. But yeah, for me, that wasn't something I was
At
Yeah,
that moment.
yeah,
at that moment
yeah.
capable of
Yeah.
dealing with.
To be fair, you don't know how you're going to react when
You
something
don't,
goes
no.
wrong. The
No.
best you can do is have a little
That's-
toolkit of
yeah.
what can
That
I
fight,
do?
flight, or fawn. And
Yeah,
like, I
yeah,
fawned.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'd fight.
Yeah.
We're trying to like set like even little things. We're kind of catering for mistakes. Like Jack, for example, we're putting the active speaker closer to him. So if
Yeah.
the mic goes down, he can get to it. He's not got to get the other side of the stage. Like we're working for
preparation.
mistakes.
Exactly.
Preparation.
Preparation.
Being
Yeah.
Our stage
prepared.
manager's
Exactly,
going by the
yeah.
doors where the cast come in and
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Because that is going to be chaos coming in and out for the
And
backstage.
the beauty of having the extra month, which means we have extra full runs before the show, whereas normally you'd only have like a couple on the
Yeah.
stage. The beauty of having the stage where we perform is also
Yeah.
We can just jump on the
fantastic as
stage
well.
if something's
do.
like
But just
too big.
doing that,
Yeah.
we're going to have so much error for so many mistakes to go wrong. Like
Yeah.
on the night, they'll be used to it. They'll be like, oh, this went wrong.
Ah, it would be fun.
Yeah.
It's already gone wrong. We know what
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah.
The wrong is now right. Brilliant.
Yeah, strong
Yeah.
and wrong.
I'm wrong. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, guys, let's go. We're going forward a bit. We talked about our hopes and dreams for what the future looks like. I want to now go back, actually, to where this started as a seed of an idea for you, Barry.
Okay.
If you could go, like, if you went back to that moment and could see yourself there, what kind of advice would you give to yourself moving forward?
See, like
Now that you're in it, now that you're in the space.
now that I'm in it, I mean, my thing is I'm so impulsive, and I will just be like,
Correct.
I'm a control freak, and I plan everything like meticulously, like to the last minute. Like, is someone's shoe gonna snap? I don't know, like little things. But I'm also very impulsive. So we were doing actually dance classes. It started as Moot House Dance here, and then one Sunday, it was actually after Charlotte had taken her first class, and I thought, you know what? I've now got a choreographer as well, because obviously I can't do everything. I was like, we could
So
just
it's
do a
your
show.
fault. I'm joking.
And I was like, what is a really, good show to do? And I was like, something everyone knows. And I was like, I think I was actually watching Grease, and I was like, I could do this. So we could do this. I said, this is easily done. And well, I actually rang my best friend and was like, hello, can you sponsor me like £1,500 so that I can do a show? And she went, let me think about it. It's a lot of money. I'm not asking her for a tenner.
Yeah.
And after about a week, I sent her like a breakdown of everything. She said, you know what, mate? She said, like, I really believe in you, and I know that you're going to pull this
Shout
off
out,
somehow.
Chloe.
Yeah.
Shout out, Chloe Wood. Thank you. And
Jack's sister.
Yeah.
yeah, but honestly, she did that, and she took that leap on me, and I just thought, you know what, all we've got to do is get the team together. I think the advice to me would be maybe with stuff like funding and that, think about it a little bit, because I just thought, it's all right, I'll just fund it if not, which I have been doing, but I mean, life happens. I've also
life.
got a baby and a flat and a car and other stuff to run. And it has put a little bit of stress on me, like personally. But then also I feel like getting into it, you've got to just take that risk sometimes.
Yeah.
If I had waited for the money to come, maybe we would have lost motivation, or Macey might have been too busy, or maybe Charlotte was busy, or we couldn't have got the cast. And I think sometimes, especially in a creative field, you've just got to take the leap. Don't wait until it's perfect. I think you posted something about it not too long ago.
Probably, I posted.
Yeah, you did. You're very philosophical.
All day long.
But you posted something about don't wait until it's like ready and perfect, just start.
Yeah.
And that actually motivated me. I was like, do you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just carry on going. And that is what we've done. And the ball's just carried on rolling. And now we're halfway through and it's really getting there. I could not be happier with where it is right now, to be honest, other than projection a little bit, because the cast are a bit scared of projecting at the moment.
They are.
We're getting there.
If you're listening to this.
It's a big hall out there.
It's a big hall. And I mean, it's great acoustics, but obviously they're not mic. There's all these technical things we're up against because we don't have the tech.
They're not individually mic'd. That's
You're just going to be marking the stage.
It's a big space, but it's also a big cast, and we know that they can do it. We know that they can.
Yeah, we done a projection workshop.
That's what I was going to say, a projection, like a rehearsal.
Yeah, no, we did one. It was halfway through, and like we had obviously things that we needed to do, because like the rehearsal schedule is like this hour is this.
To the letter.
But we just sort of looked at each other and was like, we need to do something. We can't carry on like this. We're not getting to September and trying to pull it out of them then. We need to do it now. And we did a little acting workshop.
And the vibe was amazing.
It was so different after. Like, it's the first time I've actually been able to sleep.
Right?
Yeah, we did a catwalk. We were like, right, think of a character and just walk. Even for like our hand drivers, which is like our ensemble roles, we're like, think of how your character walks. Yeah. And it was all these little things that just, because it's not like the talent isn't there, but they were kind of coming out on stage, think you would agree, Jack, and just kind of doing the dance and going off. And we're like, you need to be more than that. You need to
You're a whole
perform
person.
It, you know?
You are a whole
And then
person.
they all went away and came back, and they all had a little backstory about their character, whether there was a lead or not. They said about their childhood, what there was like in school. Like Miss Lynch said that she used to be a pink lady when she went to Rydell High.
So
it was
cute.
just so good. And then we'd run all the numbers again. The energy was
so
there, the
different.
characterization was there. And it's just like, now they know that they can do
It's
it.
just patience
We can
with
always
them, I
go
think.
back, be like, remember that week?
Yeah.
We want that.
And I'm so glad we took that leap.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think. It started off as literally just an idea. I think it actually started with choreography. So we was like, oh, should we do Grease next week for the dance class or something? And then all of a sudden we was like, what if we just did the show? And then we was like, how would we do that and how would that look? And then we just started doing it. We set an audition date and we just worked up to that. So I think the one bit of advice I would give is just do it. Just do it. Like, don't overthink it. Like, especially with art, just make it happen and just trust in yourself, I guess.
Get people that you trust.
And get people that you trust for your first project, definitely, 100%.
I like that.
Yeah, a bit of trust in yourself. Just
Yeah.
do it,
Trust
man.
yourself.
Just do it.
And you got to have
So I
faith.
hear from you guys, Charlotte and Macey, as well, that you seem to have conquered a bit of this imposter syndrome.
Oh, yeah.
What
100%.
advice would you give to the rest of your cast, to anyone else out there that might be listening to help them with that? Because it is difficult.
It's difficult. It's really interesting for me because anybody that knows me, I don't know, would probably think she doesn't necessarily come across like that, because I really am somebody that believes in faking it and it will just come, it will just happen. But when I did a show last, I really felt it. As in I was performing, I really felt it. And it really, I don't know, it was a really weird feeling for me. I'd never really felt like that before in a performance. It obviously was just a challenge for me, that performance specifically. And I think from that, I've learnt to believe in myself and actually believe in myself, not just that, believe in yourself. It's like, no, actually, don't ever think you can't do it.
Yeah.
Just don't, because it will eat you. The minute you let that voice in, that person, I like to describe the negative voice. I call it, I have a name for it, yeah.
I thought I was alone in this.
No, I have a name. So
No,
my
I have a
name,
name
my
for
full
my
name is
voice as
Macey
well.
Leigh.
Yeah.
So I have a double-barreled name.
It's
So
good
I
to
call my dodgy
separate.
name Lee.
Yeah.
The Lee side of me is the one we don't like. So I will literally say, all right, okay, cool. I know you're here, but you need to leave now. Like, this is not the time and
for
place.
you.
Serving me.
No,
Yeah,
you're not
come back tomorrow.
Yeah, come back tomorrow when I've,
Come back in
I'm
the
just
bath
watching
or
telly. I don't mind that. I don't mind. But it was a lot of self-work before I could feel comfortable enough to come back into this. And I did the performances, and I think I did really well. I had great feedback. Thank you. I had really good feedback, and I loved it. But it was probably the hardest thing I've done performance-wise, internally, not outernally. I didn't really even dance, to be honest. But internally, it was a struggle. And I just now, that Lee, that negative, just get in the box.
Just go, yeah.
Knock yourself
for a
away.
second,
I don't want to hear you anymore. You're done. But I had to have like a full-on rock bottom kind of experience to be able to talk to that negative voice. So I would say anybody that is in our position or myself now, I would say let yourself get to that bad place, because you actually can get out of it a lot better than you think you can. And you actually don't need anybody to help you with it either. You can have great and have fun and have people around you who you love, but only you can.
You've got to do the work.
Push yourself out.
For sure.
And now I come here and I'm like, have I actually listened to the song before I'm about to teach it? Nope. I'm now going to read the sheet music for 5 minutes and I'm going to teach it.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Don't worry. I think we all have those moments, because we've got lives as well, haven't we?
Yeah.
So be kind on yourself.
Yes.
Those moments of like, am I not quite so prepared as I should be?
Yeah.
But I'm really honest with the cast as well with that. I'm like, oh, just give me a second. I've not actually read this bit.
Yeah.
Because there's only so far you can go before you look like an idiot. And I'm like, actually, no, I've not
That's
read
the moment
this.
where you shouldn't fake. There's not
Definitely
always a place
not.
to fake.
No.
Yeah,
That honesty of I've not read this right now, just give me a few minutes.
Me a sec,
and then I'll go through it with you. And they're so chill.
Yeah.
I think you
So
make it
chill.
worse in your head how they're going to react. Like,
Yeah.
oh, she's not professional.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They just want to learn the song. They're going through their own struggles in their head. They don't care what you're
I think
doing.
you've got a lot better as well, Charlotte, haven't you?
Yeah.
Like, I think in the beginning, you like leaned on
Imposter
us
syndrome was your
almost
best friend.
to get you up there. But now, like,
Yeah.
I've found just from watching Charlotte, you know, she'll be like, I don't know if I can do this choreography, and then go away and come back and be like, you know what, actually, I've done it, and I've got this and this count, blah blah. Like,
And I like it. And I want them to
and I like it, and it's great and it's
Yeah.
fantastic. And I think another boundary for you, Charlotte, if you don't mind me saying, was speaking and directing everyone in the rehearsal.
She didn't want to be here. Love you. She didn't even want to be here. She doesn't like public speaking.
No, a lot of people
Yeah.
don't. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't like doing it. But
Yeah.
Because performing's different, because you're prepared
And you're
you
a
know what
character
you're going to
as
say,
well.
and
And
you're
this
a
is a
different
moment where you're
character.
just being you.
Yeah.
That is actually quite scary.
Yeah, but I think we all felt that, didn't we? As we was
Yeah.
walking over, we was like,
Yeah, no, a lot. No, I'd say most people that actually sit down on the podcast say to me afterwards, "I was so worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
All the things that, like, there's no planning in this.
No, this is just a conversation with
Yeah.
mics.
We're just having a conversation.
Yeah.
It so happens to be being recorded.
Yeah, yeah.
And we figure it out as we
Yeah.
go.
But you really see that progression, like I guess, like
Yeah.
because both Jack and Charlotte were like, I don't think I'm going to say anything, and like they both have sat here and obviously, you know, said their
Yeah.
bit and stuff. And
Even though we're dominating, they are still talking.
yeah, I mean, we're clearly the
This is a
extrovert.
good thing.
No, but like we've gone from I don't want to do it and I can't do it
Yeah.
to sitting here and doing
You
it.
are gonna do it, sit
Over an
down.
hour
Yeah.
later, and we've had a
Really already?
Yeah, I know,
Wow.
it's crazy, isn't it?
I remember the turning moment for me was when we was doing the dance classes, and Paris was like, I'm going on holiday, so I'm not going to be here this week. Can you run the dance class? I was like, yeah, but you got to teach me the choreography so I can teach them. She's like, you can do it. I was like, no, I can't. Maybe we'll do it together. So we went to the hall and we picked Footloose, and then at the end of the dance, I was like, thank you for helping me. She's like,
I didn't do anything.
I didn't do anything.
I just stood
You
next
done
to her
it.
the whole time and she just did it and was like, your choreography is really good. I was like, what are you talking about? Because I've literally just stood here.
So
She just
what
sort
was
of,
it about
she like
that
helped.
moment?
I had all the moves, and she was like, "Yeah, that's fine." Just like she sort of helped me put it together, and then it made me realise, oh, I can do it. And then she wanted me to be the choreographer of her show, and it's like it just felt like a lot of pressure. 'cause I
After
know
years
that-
of dancing,
So
though,
for you,
she is a
actually-
dancer.
Actually,
Yeah.
for you, just doing the thing was so important.
I'd prefer to learn choreography rather than do it,
Yeah.
but I actually am really enjoying it. The next one I'm doing is We Go Together, and I'm really, really excited to choreograph that one. It's like one of my favourite numbers.
But it's that as well, because we started off with, I can't run a dance class, I can't do this, like I can't talk to all those people, I don't know if I can do this. And now we've literally got Charlotte being like, do you know what, actually, I'm going to do this number, I'm going to have the
And
flow.
that
Yeah, and
confidence
then
can only grow, can't
when
it?
I taught the
100%.
dance to the cast and watching it back and like seeing your vision come to life, it was like, oh, I can do
That's
it.
a big part of it. I guess Jack's still waiting for that moment, bless him, because I've just let him
He'll
set up.
wait.
I just let him set up the lights a few times and just kind of like run it on the stage.
You'll be waiting a few months. Don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll be there.
But he will have his moment.
Yeah.
will.
Oh,
of course,
definitely.
yeah.
will.
And I'm really excited because that's one thing. I mean, there's like certain areas that as a performer, like I don't fully understand, you know, like I couldn't light a show, and I'm really excited. As Jack said earlier, like there's so much freedom with what you can do with that. He's not limited by script, and I'm really excited
Which is so
to, see,
good, actually.
to see how it goes. Yeah.
Because our set as well is very area. So our stage, what we've planned, it's like different areas, different sections. So even though our lighting is, you know, quote unquote basic of what we've planned, it's going to be really interesting to see how you light different bits or
Exactly,
different sections, and like the diner scene compared to the bedroom scene, and all these
we've not made it easy.
No, we haven't. It's Jack's problem, really.
So, Jack,
isn't it?
would you have any advice for anyone that's doing something in film? Would you advise them to look at theatre at all, or not to look at theatre? What would you say to
definitely look at it? 100%.
Yeah.
Because like I don't know, I think you get to meet people, and I don't know. I think like part of it is it's the same with theatre directing as well. Is that like you have to understand all of the moving components of that sort of a show, of a short film. You kind of really should know it all, or like not know it all, but at least have a baseline understanding of what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think like it's different having to like just somebody comes in, does a film, leaves. Here it's like you're really watching them like grow and get into the character and stuff, and getting part of that process, like seeing that from that side is like really helpful for sure.
So go do it, go and experience
100%.
Go do theatre, jump in.
100%.
I don't know what we would have done if we couldn't.
No,
no, I really don't.
It's really good. Thanks, Jack.
Because people forget about their production team, but it's such a huge part. It's so important to the show. Like you focus on like the cast and who you see on stage, but everyone kind of back of house is just as, if not more, important.
Well, that's my big takeaway from today for this moment is I'm going to be. I do try and get them organised early on, but I don't bring them into rehearsals. I'm going to try and do that.
It's going to benefit
Give it a
you.
go.
I think. That's
honestly.
the main thing. It will help you, and that's the main thing. You can like
gives you a chance to get to know each other.
That's
it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And the thing I remember doing a show, always, the wardrobe team are always there from the start, and that's kind of what made me think. I mean, we don't have a wardrobe team. We're the wardrobe team. That's kind of made me think about it. I was like, if they're here from the start and they're doing costumes, surely then you kind of want everybody really at this point, like, because.
It's not even something we asked for. Jack just kind of started showing up and we was like, this makes so much sense.
So helpful.
Why wouldn't you be here?
Yeah.
And he's like mingling with the cast, and I just think that's how
it's great.
We're meant to be one family, not two different families, like on stage, off stage.
He'll have a cameo next, he'll be on stage next.
Are you understudying?
No, I'm not.
He is understudying.
I don't know.
Secretly understudying.
No, but we are actually going to bring them out for the bows, which again, not really anyone does, but we're doing a lot of random stuff. I just think it's important for people to put a face to the tech,
because we can do really what we want, which is quite nice.
Yeah.
No one knows us, no one knows what to expect, so we're freestyling, we're winging it, but it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I look forward to seeing it.
We can't say it enough. It's going to be great.
Amazing.
It's the 12th to the 14th of September. Evening shows only, no matinees. The Friday and the Saturday are going to be 7 o'clock, and the Sunday is going to be 6 o'clock to get the kids in bed and stuff like that. Doors will open about half hour before.
And tickets, where are they?
They are going to be on Ticket Source.
Is there a link yet?
They're live, yes.
Okay, so I'll make sure in the comments below this podcast that people can buy.
Brilliant, thanks so much. And they're only £5, and all of it is going to the Streets Time. 100% of the tickets out.
Which is
Excellent.
exciting.
Well, thank you so much for this conversation.
Thank you so much.
It's been great. It's not been too bad for you, has it?
No, great. Just do one every week now.
It's been great.
Well, maybe we'll catch up again in the future afterwards.
That would be great.
We'll reflect back on it and we'll
kind of do like a comparison of
comparison before and after.
The aftermath. How did it go?
With that, we'll find out.
Best of luck with your shows as well.
Look forward to Alice in Wonderland.
Wonderland will be the next one, and hope to see you guys come along to sit that inside.
No, we're going to be in it. We want all the
We're coming. We want all the parts. Jack's going to come.
Choreograph it if you want.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I could do that.
Such a good Mad Hatter.
Brilliant.
Love it. Thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
If anyone has been watching or listening, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Cheers.
Bye.
There we go.